Hello and welcome back to 100 Yards of Football Sports Talk Radio. I am your producer, Jeremiah Long, and joining me to talk about the Texas Longhorns 2022 recruiting class is our host, Mr. Logan Landers. How's it going, man?
Hey, what's up, man? I'm ready to dive into this Texas recruiting class. We got almost close to 30 guys coming to UT, being a future Longhorn. I can't wait to talk about all these young men and see how they're going to progress in their collegiate careers.
Absolutely. And for everybody watching or listening to our program right now, thank you so much for continuing to join us here in 2022. We are so excited to keep bringing you the absolute top-notch information that you need to understand the football world. We keep it on the field. We keep it about stats. We keep it about players. We keep it about the games. We keep it about the history of football. And one of the things that I love most about our show is the in-depth knowledge that our hosts bring to you. And so without further ado, Mr. Logan Landers, give us a taste of what the Texas Longhorns have coming for the year 2022 with their recruiting class, including some information about these amazing high school players who are rising through the ranks and are ready to join the college level and hopefully go on to either have an amazing professional career or to join the NFL. So either way, we want to see what these kids are thinking, what they're doing, and what we can really look forward to for the Texas Longhorns.
All right. So, yeah, like you said, we have a lot of recruits to mention here today. I'm using 24/7 Sports as my database for all these amazing recruits. We have, like you see here, 26 young men who have signed a letter of intent to be a Longhorn, fifth ranked nationally, first in the Big 12, so that's good. Texas has kind of been struggling as of late, but hopefully these crops of recruits can really help them out. So let's go ahead and break them down. First, I guess at the transfers, though. A pair of Ohio State Buckeyes coming on over. We have Ryan Watts, the cornerback, and Quinn Ewers, the quarterback, coming over to Texas. So we'll see how those two can slot in and be a future Longhorn. We have a hard commit by the name of Ronald Lewis, cornerback. He committed back in August of 2021. Still hasn't signed that piece of paper. Let it come on over, so we'll see if he will now that it is 2022. And he'll be going taking his talents to the University of Texas. Well, we will see. Cornerback, three-star recruit out of Warren Easton High School in NOLA in New Orleans, Louisiana. So we'll see what the young man can do. But let's go ahead and start with the young men who have signed that letter, who are going to be a future Longhorn. And we're kick things off with two special teams gurus, a long snapper, 6'1", 215, Lance St. Louis from Williamsfield High School in Gilbert, Arizona. Two-star recruit, not ranked nationally, but he is the number one ranked player in his position and 41st player in his state. So looking good there. I think he's going to look good. I mean, a long snapper, man. They got to get some love on this show, and I'm happy to do it for him. He has a kicker right there, three-star recruit, not ranked nationally, third position, 242nd in the state. Will Stone, the kicker, who's 6', 175, out of Regent School in Austin, Texas. Got to get that special teams under lock. We have Savion Red from a wide receiver, 5'10", 210, three-star recruit from Grand Prairie High School in Grand Prairie, Texas. 5'10", 210, not ranked nationally, 183rd in the position, and 204th in the state. You know that he stayed in Texas along with a few other guys in a row here, like Xavier Bryce, who's an athlete, 6'1", 175, out of Seguin High School in Arlington, Texas. Three-star recruit, 787th ranked national player, 50th in his position, and 109th in the state. Looking good there. We have Ethan Burke, an edge rusher, 6'7", probably one of the tallest guys we've covered here in the recruiting world. 225 out of Westlake High School in Austin, Texas. Looking good there. Three-star recruit, 603rd ranked national player, 38th in the position, and 85th in the state. Another good, like I said, I like the size on 6'7", nice. Up next, we have an inside line or offensive lineman by the name of Connor Robertson, 6'4", 296, three-star recruit, 578th ranked national player, 27th in the position, and 82nd in the state. Another Texas product, along with Travell Johnson from Martin High School in Arlington, Texas. Linebacker, 6'1", 200 even, three-star recruit, looking good there. And, man, the Texas numbers keep coming, right? We have Cameron Williams from Duncanville High School in Duncanville, Texas. Offensive tackle, 6'5", 360. Good size in the young man. Three-star recruit, 464th ranked national player, 37th in the position, and 63rd in the state. So we're going to take a break now. That's enough Texas for the time being. We're going to keep things moving, and we're going to go all the way to Phoenix, Arizona, and Brophy College Preparatory with Zach Swanson, D lineman, 6'4", 255, four-star recruit. So only 4 stars and up from here on out. 377th ranked national player, 40th position, and 5th in the state. Looking good there. I like the size, 6'4", 255 on the D line. This guy might be explosive in the years to come. And joining him is Aaron Bryant from South Haven High School in South Haven, Mississippi. 6'4", 306, so a little bit more weight. Another 4-star recruit here. So we'll see if Swanson and Bryant can be a dynamic duo on the D line. Another offensive lineman here by the name of Cole Hudson from Frisco High School in Frisco, Texas. 6'5", 312, 4-star recruit. Looking good here. Another big offensive lineman to help out their future quarterbacks. Derek Brown, the edge rusher, up next. 6'3", 210. Another 4-star here from Texas High in Texarkana, Texas. So they're going pretty heavy with defensive linemen, offensive linemen here. I can't blame them, man. They got a lot of good recruits here. And the hits keep on coming with Malik Murphy, offensive tackle, 6'5.5", 320 from Todd Beamer High School in Federal Way, Washington. 4-star recruit, 274th ranked national player, 21st in position, and 5th out the state. And, man, it's another Texas recruit. It's a few of them coming here. Christopher Ross from North Shore High School in Houston, Texas, D lineman, 6'3", 280, 4-star. 272 is the national rank, 34th position-wise, and 44th in the state. So, I mean, they're really going heavy in Texas here. There's no shying around with that. Austin Jordan from Ryan High School in Denton, Texas, safety, 6', 190, 4-star recruit, 245th ranked national player, 20th in the position, and 39th in the state. Looking good here. We have a running back, one of the first ones off the board, by the name of Jayden Blue from Clin Kane High School in Houston, Texas. 5'11.5", 205, good size there. 4-star recruit, 182nd ranked national player, 14th in position, and 32nd in the state. And joining him, behind him, is the quarterback by the name of Malik Murphy from Junipero Serra High School in Gardena, California. 6'4.5", 225, 4-star recruit, 166th ranked national player, 11th in the position, and 11th also in the state. So we'll see what Murphy and Blue can do in the near future. We have Jalen Globo from Memorial High School in Port Arthur, Texas. Cornerback, 5'11.5", 175 pounds. 4-star recruit, 160th ranked national player, 20th position, and 28th in the state. So another Texas product joining him is Mito Amazulu from Allen High School in Allen, Texas. Offensive lineman, 6'4", 285, 4-star recruit, 143rd ranked national player, 7th in the position, and 23rd in the state. So looking good there. Justice Finkley is up next from Hewitt-Trussville High School in Trussville, Alabama. Edge rusher, 6'2", 255. Another 4-star recruit here, 138th ranked national player, 11th in position, and 7th overall in the state of Alabama. Come on, up next we have Jamon Tapp from Ascension Catholic High School in Donaldsville, Louisiana. Yet another edge rusher to go along with Finkley, 6'3", 245, another 4-star here, 127th ranked national player, 10th in the position, and 11th in the state. And, man, they went really heavy with the defensive line here. Another one, Jayden Bledsoe, defensive lineman, 6'4", 270, 122nd ranked national player, 21st position, and also 21st in the state, representing Texas alongside Brian Allen Jr., safety, 6 foot, 185, 4-star recruit, 109th ranked national player, 10th in position, and 19th in the state. So now we are past the 100th ranked national players. We are inside that top 100 now, starting with wide receiver Brennan Thompson from Spearman High School in Spearman, Texas. Looking good here. 4-star recruit, 82nd ranked national player, 12th position, 15th in the state. A little bit on the smaller side, though, 5'10", 165. So we'll see what he can do there. We have the second ranked guy here for Texas by the name of Terrence Brooks out of Little Elm High School in Little Elm, Texas. Cornerback, 5'11", 190, like the size on him, 59th ranked nationally, 8th in the position, and 10th in the state. But it's time for the main event here. 5-star recruit Kelvin Banks from Summer Creek High School in Humble, Texas. Offensive tackle, 6'5", 300 pounds even. Looking good here for the young man. 15th ranked national player, so we already have a stud here. Second, though, in his position, and 4th out the state. At offers from all the major schools: Oregon, Oklahoma State, LSU, Texas A&M, Alabama, of course, Auburn, you name them, and the list goes on and on. But he chose to stay home and be a Texas Longhorn. So doing a breakdown here of all of these recruits. You can see it here on the screen if you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube, man. 19 of the 26 guys are from Texas. So they stayed home pretty evenly, I would say. 6 on the offensive line, 8 on the defensive line, 5 defensive backs. So they covered a ton of room here, Jeremiah. A lot of really good recruits obviously from Texas, but also from a few other states also. But they really helped boost up their defense, their offensive line, got a few other weapons in there as well. So I think overall, man, Texas did a good job. Like I said, they're still trying to get back to national prominence after kind of being out of the spotlight in recent years, having a few years of struggles. But I think this is a good start. I mean, my Lord, if you get almost 30 men, you're recruiting, I think it's a good start. You get all these really good players here. And I think Texas did a good job. They stayed at home. All of these guys, I'm sure, they were Texas fans, I'm thinking, growing up. So I'm sure it's a dream come true for a lot of these kids to play for a school they saw in their childhood. And now they're going to be proudly wearing that orange and white for the Texas Longhorns. But I think overall, Texas did a good job. They got a lot of good guys. And, you gotta have a diamond in that rough somewhere with almost 30 guys. So they're going to get a few good players, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah. And just like you were saying, Texas is a football state.
Yeah.
The college football teams in Texas benefit very greatly from the fact that we've just got a high school football factory that lives in Texas. I mean, some of the best players in the world come out of Texas high schools. And so that's very competitive to get these kids to come to your school. So even to get this many recruits to stay here in Texas does say a lot for the Texas Longhorns. So yeah, that's just huge. And we cannot wait to see what this recruiting class does. And for everybody watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, or listening to our podcast, thank you so much. But if you're not listening to our podcast, come and join us over at 100 Yards of Football. We have our podcast over on Spotify, over on Apple Podcast, over on Google Podcast, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. Anywhere that you listen to podcasts, we are here for you. So thank you so much for joining us. We're about to hit 600 episodes of our podcast, which launched just a little over a year ago. So thank you so much. We have been moving and grooving and getting there every single week with amazing episodes just for you. So you definitely want to go over there and join us. Subscribe to our Apple Podcast or anywhere that you listen, follow and listen to our podcast over on Spotify and everywhere else. And make sure to leave us a little review. It doesn't have to be really in depth. It doesn't have to be paragraph after paragraph unless you have a lot to say. But you can just go over there, hit the review button on Apple Podcast and say, hey, I like your show, guys. That's good enough for us. We just want to know you're out there. We just want to hear from you. And we would just love to know what you think of the show. Now, if there are things that you would love to hear us cover, throw that into your review too. Tell us you want to hear more about Texas football. You want to hear more about college football. You want to hear more history specials or great interviews and legends interviews with our amazing 12-time NFL vet, Bobby Butler, who hosts every single week with some of the most amazing guests I have ever had. I love to listen back to those podcasts because there's something cool and great information that you can glean from every single episode. So sometimes I listen to episodes multiple times, and I'm one of the hosts of the shows. I'm one of the people who produce the shows, and I still listen to it because not only does it keep me company in the mornings when, I'm getting ready to go to the office, when I'm at the office, working away on the computer, getting everything ready for our other shows, and in the evening when I'm relaxing or if I'm driving around. And for you, if you have a job that keeps you in your car all the time, whether an Uber driver or an 18-wheeler or, a delivery driver, this is a great podcast to just throw on the background. You can just listen to it, and we will stay with you throughout all of your day. So thank you so much for joining us on that. And thank you so much for all of your belief in us, including the Believe Podcast Network, which is our sponsor. And thank you so much to them as well. And finally, thank you so much to our host, Logan Landers, for bringing you this recruiting class video for the Texas Longhorns 2022 class. I'm your producer, Jeremiah Long, and we'll be back with another live